Hello and welcome to another game of Dota 2. You are watching you are watching Recall EMS Cup number 3, sorry, it's kinda hammered in lately. But no, you're watching the EMS Cup 3. This is the third cup of the 4 cups that are there in total. And of course we're gonna see if one of these two teams, or which one of these two teams, gets to play tomorrow. Because that is the question right now. This is the quarterfinals. Tomorrow will be the day full of the semi-finals. And the grand finals, of course, as well. All games are best of 1, apart from the grand finals, which are best of 3. Menace, they got themselves a def win through the first round. And Fnatic, they were able to beat their previous opponents in round 1, making it Menace that they face, and making, of course, Fnatic the team that Menace faces in return. So we've got one game between these two teams. And we're gonna see how it goes. Lately, Fnatic in this round, particular, no matter who they're gonna be up against, this round has been Fnatic's undoing, and we're gonna see if that's gonna be the same thing this week, if they are making it a pattern there. Of course, last week that was the case. So far, we've got a bounty hunter removed. Menace, of course, they were able to watch the previous game, and actually in the lobby they did mention the track kills going on the way of Fnatic and Trixie's bounty hunter. Scary bounty hunter, so they remove it from the pool. They don't want to face with that one, so they want to have even trades. If they're trading kills, they want to be sure that they're actually even trades. Gonna have an IO banned out, and Fnatic thinking about their next ban as the first pick goes to Menace. They chose that one as Fnatic chose to be on the Radiant side for this game. But let's see if they are going to be giving that Batrider away or if they are banning it out. Taking their time, of course. We still have the 2 heroes in the pool. Well, 1 mostly at the moment that Fnatic really loves. Yeah, 1 or 2. We have the Life Stealer as well as the Visage. And actually, they are banning out the Razor. Just in case Boogie is going to play his OD, they don't want to have that. So the Batrider is still in though. And I think that Menace will pick that one up, and then Fnatic will get themselves a Life Stealer and a Visage, because those two are just real strong and Fnatic really loves to play those. And of course, if Batrider does not get banned out, or picked up by Menace here, then they'll probably try to get themselves that for themselves. Okay, sorry, by the way, I reduced the sound a bit from my microphone. So let me know if this volume is better than the previous one, as I was told I was a bit too loud. So let me know. Menace sticking into bonus time. Thinking, you know, they let Batrider through. Is this a trap? And of course, I mean, if they're not going to pick up Visage and Life Stealer, they could always pick up Visage and Nyx Assassin as first 2 again, like Fnatic did in the previous game. And Nyx Assassin is already a counter towards the Batrider, so perhaps even Menace says, you know what, screw that. We're going to pick up the Nyx. Nah, they're not. Okay, so Fnatic, Visage most likely, and then Life Stealer or Nyx Assassin. Let's see what they go for. They were, of course, expecting this scenario. It's kinda inevitable. They go for the OD themselves and go for the Life Stealer. So no Visage yet picked up by them. And of course, with the Razor already removed from the pool, they could definitely pick up that OD without any fear of really facing someone strong against it. Though Batrider, he is not the easiest to lane up against for even for the OD, but it is definitely doable, and it's a lane that OD is going to be okay in, and he will be getting ahead in the lane. Should, in theory, be getting ahead of the lane. Of course, with the Visage still in the pool, I'm not sure if Menace actually wants to play that one, or if they run or just secure themselves an OD counter. There's not that many OD counters anymore, though. Life Stealer would be one of them, but of course that's already up on Fnatic. Shadow Fiend we've seen up against the OD a couple of times, doing okay in the mid lane if he gets some help from some supports. It really depends on what they're planning to do with their Batrider, though. And what they're expecting, Fnatic is going to ban out. And they're actually going to pick up the Bane. So now they already have 2 ultimates that just really don't care about Life Stealer's Rage at all. Just goes through it. And also BKB that OD likes to have normally. Fiend's Grip and last 2, both of course ignoring those and still will be holding that target in place. Life Stealer, or sorry, not Life Stealer. I said it in the previous game as well. No, I mean Nature's Prophet banned out. No surprise. Trixie's Nature's Prophet, still a strong one. I like the Slark ban out. Now, Menace has been playing with Noorti as a stand-in more often lately, and they have been having Noorti playing the Slark, and his avatar is the Slark, though you don't see that right now, but his avatar is actually a Slark picture, and 5 seconds. He does his avatar justice. We've seen him on the Slark, and he is definitely someone that you have to be worried about if he's playing that hero. But Fnatic banning it out, just to be sure. And Jericho's removed from the pool by Menace, fearing a dual core coming out from Fnatic. That still, by the way, it has got potential to get some dual cores. I'm kind of interested to see because OD already counts as a bit of a core there. We still have a Weaver in the pool.
10 seconds remaining.
Or a Lone Druid, Trixie Lone Druid, also definitely one that we might be seeing in this game. Interesting choice for Menace to ban out that one, but maybe we'll find out why soon enough. Fnatic, of course, they have got the chance to pick a hero and then ban a hero, or vice versa. First ban a hero and then pick a hero up. So they could already counter the one that they're going to be picking, if they want to. They're going to ban out the Weaver and pick up the Visage. Well, the Visage made it through. Fnatic, of course, I mean, we knew that they still wanted to have that if the chance was there, and they secure themselves their first support. We still have the Nyx Assassin in the pool. Nyx Assassin still works very nice together with Visage, as we saw in the previous game. And on top of that, it's a very strong hero up against the Bat Rider, because you can just walk through the Firefly and you'll stun the Bat Rider, so it's pretty decent. I like the Kunkka pickup though. I like it a lot. We've seen Kunkka up against the OD before, so perhaps that's going to be their goal for this one. But they are, yeah, I like it. It's also very strong up with the Bane, because you have the Nightmare to set up for the Torrent if you want to.
10 seconds remaining.
And the harassment in lane with the Type Ring is just pretty decent indeed. I like the pickup a lot. We'll see if it works out though. Fnatic, of course, picking up a hero first. Nyx Assassin or an offlaner or something else. Maybe something that reveals that the Lifestealer is gonna be on a solo lane or something like that. And I'm thinking maybe solo safe lane and then still a trial lane, aggressive trial lane from Fnatic. Could be a possibility. We'll find out. They've got a couple of possibilities with the lineup that they have thus far. I would really like to see a Nyx Assassin though. It worked out so well from the previous game. Well, I say that, and I do realize he was level 1 at 5 minutes into the game, but in the end it worked out great. Apologies for my voice, by the way, which seems to be leaving me slightly. Also, in case you hadn't noticed, I'm on a rant, not because I don't let my co-caster talk, but I don't have a co-caster in this game. But what I do have is a statsman. Nahaz is here, of course, to provide you with all the coverage or inside information about stats, about the game, how the game is going, the timings of all items and such. And of course, I'm talking about the same Nahaz that you can see in the chat. Nahaz the Necro is my statsman for Inside the Game client as well. Oh, I love this! Like, I love a Vengeful Spirit as support because compared to a Nyx Assassin, the roaming potential of Vengeful Spirit just is a bit better. And I'm hoping that they're going to try to help out the OD out mid. I'm hoping that Visage and Vengeful Spirit are going to roam at level 2 and try to get some kills, trying to stop Kunkka from farm. You of course have got the swap there as well to keep someone safe. I mean, if you want to be able to do something against Bat Rider Lasso or something like up against the Fiend Script as well. Up against the Lasso, you can just swap your enemy, your allied hero out. And of course Vengeful Spirit might sacrifice her life for that, but that would be worth it. Now the swap with the Fiend's Grip still works, but the Fiend's Grip doesn't get broken from it, but you are able to put your allied hero in a more favorable position, if you will. Mirana picked up by Menace.
5 seconds remaining.
Mirana Bane is a strong combination, Nightmare up into arrows. It seems like a bit of a hit or miss strategy right now for Menace though, but we'll see if it's going to be either hit or miss, because both are still an option. Nyx Assassin removed from the pool by Fnatic. We only have one hero left needed for both of the teams, of course. And with Menace now showing a bit more what they're planning on doing, looks to be Bat Rider in the jungle, Mirana on the safe lane, and Kunkka mid. Might still have Mirana or Bat Rider mid though, but I mean there's a lot of different options here, but for now I'll go with the first one that I said. So they still need a secondary support, and that's why we see Fnatic banning out the Nyx. And I say Bat Rider jungle because he might be wanting to start in the offlane, but if this is going to be an aggressive trial lane with a Visage, Vengeful Spirit, and a Lifestealer, you're not going to be able to stand on the lane very much longer, so it's going to be trouble. We are going to see no troll either, though. Fnatic banning, or Menace banning that one out against Fnatic. We still have a Timbersaw in the pool, if you want to have that one. There's an offlaner still needed, so Trixie is the only one in need of a hero, depending on if he's going to play a Lifestealer or not, because that's still an option. You can still run an aggressive trial lane with a Lifestealer for Trixie and still give Era and teammates a solo farm on the bottom lane or something like that. But we'll see. They don't really have that much time left. They only have 9 seconds left in their bonus time, and now only 9 seconds left in their normal time as well. So let's see what they end up going for here.
5 seconds.
Personally, I like aggressive trial lanes more purely because they give more action on the map. But we'll see if Fnatic wants to play it safe or not.
5 5 seconds remaining.
There's still the Timbersaw. So that will be Trixie's hero. We have seen Timbersaw from Trixie before. We actually saw it banned out against Fnatic in the previous game. He's a pretty scary Timbersaw for sure. And I mean, they banned out 2 other heroes from Trixie, so why not just pick up another one that he's strong with, right? Let's see what Menace goes for next. I mean, they still have a full minute left in their bonus time. Do they want to have a support? Do they want to have a jungler or an offlaner and then put Bet right in the jungle? They have so many options. I wouldn't mind seeing a Crystal Maiden to just try to make Bane and Crystal Maiden do a lot of work in the early game. But you can also think about Shadow Demon and then go for 2 dual lanes. Because both Kunkka and Mirana work well with Bane and Shadow Demon. Would be pretty neat actually. But then again, you have the laning stage, but then what after? Probably not that strong. Rubik would still be a good one here to pick up. It's a lot of nice spells to steal. Especially from the Timbersaw. Vengeful Spirit, of course, cannot be underestimated as well. Either, rather. There goes the Darkseer. So that's going to mean that they are going to put Bedrider or Darkseer in the jungle and the other one on the offlane. And then Kunkka and Mirana sharing either the, or not sharing, but they're going to be either the safe lane or the mid lane. It really depends on how they plan on doing it. I think Kunkka mid, but we'll find out. We'll find out indeed. That's going to be our game for today, the last one that you'll see today here on this stream. It will be the Recall EMS 1 for Fall 2013. This is Cup 3 of the 4 cups in total. Menace versus Fnatic. We are in the quarterfinals, and one of these 2 teams will play tomorrow in the semifinals. And the other one will just get knocked out. And we'll have to try again next week. So we're waiting for everybody to pick up their heroes. They're actually taking their time in that, don't they? Well, actually, we have a disconnect from Menace, so that might be a reason why we might go into a pause straight after the draft or straight after everybody picks up their hero. So be prepared for that one. So far, it does look like we're going to have a Kunkka in the mid lane, though, because it looks like that's going to be Boogie's hero. Boogie, of course, the one that hasn't picked up a hero just yet, but the rest did pick up theirs. And Sifla, meaning Mirana, he is normally the hard carry for his team. So he will be most likely on the safe lane. And that means that the Kunkka will be on the mid lane. And we'll see how much Bane will actually help him out. If he's actually going to be sitting together with the Mirana, or if he's going to help out the mid. I wouldn't be surprised to see him helping out mid. I think Mirana can be okay up against the Timbersaw by himself. 14-8 record, that's insane. But yeah, that leads indeed to me to call out Fnatic. They're on the Radiant side, and Fly is indeed playing the Vengeful Spirit. We have Hani playing the OD, will be in the mid lane, of course, Trixie on the off lane on the Timbersaw. I'm expecting a safe trialing with Era on the Lifestealer, No-Tail on the Visage, and of course Fly there as well. But it could very well be turning into an aggressive trialing. I mean, in theory, Trixie could go mid, Hani could go safe lane, and aggressive trialing could be there. There's a lot of possibilities for Fnatic, but I think we can stick to the just a safe bet. Just go for a safe trial lane and have Fly and No-Tail get themselves some fast levels in the jungle and then roam. Help mid lane. Help Hani up on that OD, especially if there's going to be a Bane hang around him, because that's not going to be a fun lane for him at all. And of course on the side of Menace, we have got Sifla indeed playing the Mirana. It will be Lapiz taking on the Bedrider with Norty, the stand-in, playing the Bane. And then we have got Boogie probably playing the Kunkka with Spin, and the last one there playing the Darkseer on the offlane. Lapiz normally is playing a support. I'm going to assume him to go into the jungle. So then Spin on the offlane, Lapiz in the jungle, Norty roaming between mid and top perhaps. But we'll see where he starts out off. As we're waiting for Boogie, did they say anything? Era needs a pause as well. So we're paused for both of the squads right now. And hopefully we'll have ourselves a game soon. Of course, you can watch this game inside the game client. Yes, so you can buy a ticket for the EMS Cup. It's not just the cups. You can also watch the group stages and the LAN finals on that ticket. And on top of that, you don't only get to watch all the games, which is going to be a lot of games. I mean, LAN finals, group stages, and the cups. And of course the VODs of the previous cups that have already happened. All 3 of them, or 2 of them I should say, because the 3rd is of course going on right now. But you don't only get those games, because you also get a courier. You get yourself a turtle courier. That's right. Turtle courier. It's a pretty cool one actually. You can get that one, of course, in the Dota 2 store. I'm kinda curious. This game, I mean, on paper, Fnatic should win this. But Fnatic lately haven't been really strong in best of 1 games. I say that, and I know they just won 2 in a row best of 1 games. But I don't just mean today, I also mean like last week. And for example, they were up against 1 then last week, for example, in the last game that we saw in the quarterfinals for the EMS Cup 2. And they weren't able to take 1 down. Like 1 was the team name. And I'm kind of scared that the same thing might happen right now. Fnatic really needs those points. And I'm talking about points because you get like points for the position you end in. Oh, wow. This is troublesome. Only 1 game played for Menace with the Kunkka before, and that was a loss. On top of that, he has a losing streak up against OD. Wow. We'll see how they'll deal with that one. But yeah, Menace is a team that can definitely cause upsets. So I think Fnatic has to be really careful. I like that they picked a fairly safe lineup, depending on how they're gonna lane things, of course. But in theory, they should be very safe. OD normally never loses mids. I mean, yeah, okay, he might be playing it even, but he never loses mids in theory. Vengeful Spirit, Visage, just 2 solid supports. You got yourself a solid stun, some minus armor, and I mean, there's just so much sturdiness in Era and Trixie as well. Vengeful Spirit is probably one of the stronger supports now with her new strength gain. And the semi-carry potential for Vengeful Spirit late game is definitely not something that you can pass up on. Yeah, I like Fnatic's lineup. I think I like it more than Menace. I do like what Menace is trying to do though with the Kunkka and the Mirana, but it's very reactive picking. Like it felt like they have picked... First they picked themselves Bat Rider because they could and they didn't want to give it away, right? And then Fnatic picked what they wanted, so they picked the OD, they picked the Lifestealer. So then Menace decides, you know what? We need to get something against the Lifestealer. So they again pick something not because they maybe wanting to have it, no, because they think they need to have it up against Fnatic because of the Fiend script. So fair enough. Then we get the second ban phase, or second pick phase rather. And they pick up a Kunkka, still as a reaction towards that OD, to put it on mid. And then all of a sudden you have got Fnatic already having almost their support lineup ready, and you know, you're kind of sitting there, you have got a lineup, and it's mostly like already 3 of the 5 heroes are because you reacted to the enemy's draft rather than really coming up with your own plan straight off the bat. Of course, that's an advantage that you have if you are, well, not necessarily having the first pick, but actually the second pick I find has that advantage. Because you get to pick 2 heroes at the same time. So you can try to force out picks for your enemy team because of what you picked with, yeah, you know what I mean. It's all mind games, and of course, we have got Kunkka back in the game, so that's going to be Boogie back. But we don't have Spin back yet, so we're waiting for Spin. Trixie. Wow, I 1-0 in the hero, I have to say. I thought I saw him playing that more often, but apparently the game that I did see with Trixie on the Timber was a game in Star Series, and he did end up winning that game. We'll see if he can do it again here, if they can repeat that success. Still don't have a word up on Spin though. I'm gonna, hey, you know I'm an admin in this game, so I can ask. Oh look. He just reconnected back. I don't have to ask anymore. Woohoo! Well, that's at least good. That we'll have ourselves a game soon. And there goes the ready. And there's the go. And there's the imposter. And then we can finally head ourselves into this game and see where everybody is going. And I think it's going to be mostly interesting to see that on Fnatic's side, if we're going to have an aggressive trial or not. So for Fly, already picking up a smoke, or like that, shows aggression. Ooh, smoking up everybody straight away. I wasn't expecting that one. But let's see where they're gonna go. I'm gonna expect them to do the same thing as we've seen Dusa do a lot. Yeah, this is an arrow. Suck it. But this arrow shows the path that Dusa often does. They're coming from the side. Just going from this up the high ground. Especially if you know that there's gonna be enemies trying to farm up the jungle. They are able to you're able to ward already in advance, and you can maybe even catch someone out, as Dusa did earlier today. Sorry for spoiler alerts. Oh, Boogie. Astral Imprisonment will allow everybody to get there. In comes the stun, also Magic Missile and the Soul Assumption. The first blood drawn. Trixie gets it on the offlane. Boogie with a sad, sad face because he was just making his way mid.
30
Wow,
seconds to
Timber, thank you for that contribution to the cast. But this is, I mean, this is a good start for Fnatic. That was the mid laner of Menace. The off laner of Fnatic got themselves a kill, so that's also great. Gives himself a bit of a boost there for the Timber Son. It looks like we are gonna have safe lanes. It looks like we're gonna have the lanes that we were expecting. So that would mean Darkseer on the suicide lane. Might be helping out Lapis in the jungle later on. Lapis will start out in the jungle, but look at the wards. Ooh, does it actually cut? Oh. Lapis, he's got 2 sentries. One placed there, which actually does find this one, but you know, you have to actually eat some trees for that. He can Firefly, of course, fair enough. But this one is not going to be found, and this block is way more important than this block. That's why this is an observer, and this is a sentry. There's only 3 minutes. Big blocks coming out from Fnatic, and important ones as well. As we have got better than basically delaying everything he does by quite a long time. Normally he will have his Blink Dagger maybe 8 minutes into the game if he has a decent lane. Wait a second, Trixie in some trouble. Perhaps he's still level 1 though. Has got reactive armor, gets put in a Nightmare. Lapis around here as well. In comes an arrow. Of course it hits, because it's a standing still target. Trixie will try to continue walking though. 3 stacks of sticky napalm. Lapis not blocking, but the 3 stacks, is it going to be enough? Self? Oh my god! Well, that was just a bit bad play for Menace. If they would actually try to get a block going on Trixie right here, he would have died. But now they let him go, they give him time to pop a salve, and even though it got ticked off straight away, it was just enough heal to help him out. In comes Fly with the haste room, goes for Boogie here. Still level 1 upon Fly. No Wave of Terror, but the dive is enough. Fly just wants to dive some towers. Gets himself a kill, second kill of the game. Fly taking a lot of damage. Creeps. Oh, Haste Run. 4 HP. He's fine. Haste Run is still there, and he'll be going back to base most likely. And of course, he already did what he came for. Did what he came for. By the way, the ward getting dewarded, so that's gonna be good. The small camp will spawn again for Menace, but the big camp will still not spawn for Menace. This is big block. Trixie, level 2 now, so has a Timber change, still taking a lot of harassment, and will end up going down this time, I think. Yep. That's well, that's gonna be an Uerti with a kill. I was thinking maybe he's gonna say shut your eyes and dream of trees, because it is of course a Timber Saw, but nope. As the lore says, the Timber Saw is afraid of trees, that's why he cuts them down. Anyways, Era is still free farming here on the bottom lane. And that's something that, well, could be pretty scary at some point for Menace. We know what Era can do with a Lifestealer. And it's not a pretty sight if you're on the opposite side of him. Of course, Sifla also getting free farm. And I say that, and I know that he's been involved in kills, so he has got an excuse. But he is still quite some last hits behind on the Lifestealer, as Trixie now gets harassed again. This time he'll be able to get himself out. Get some experience as well as the creep wave comes towards his tower, so that's going to be pretty neat for him. In the meantime, Hani in the mid lane sitting on 9 for 8 last hits. Boogie sitting on 11 for 2. So actually, Hani not really winning this mid lane, even though he's been involved in 2 kills, which definitely helps, and Boogie of course died. The harassment that the Kunkka can throw out upon Hani with just his Tidebringer is pretty substantial here. Hani just having some harassment and getting those last hits, but here is support crew already. Visage already level 4. That's a pretty big level 4 right there for No-Tail, who of course had the jungle to himself, so that's going to be the result of that, and they are going to wrap around and try to see if they can get a kill up on Boogie. There is a slow, there is a stun, and they're going to go for it. Oh, Boogie still getting slowed. They're not going to dive that though, he's already near his tower. Good movements from Boogie. And wasted movement from Fly and No-Tail right here. In the meantime, on the bottom lane, Spin getting some experience. Era no longer free farming with Spin here. Still sitting on 22-7 though, and the open wounds will still slow Spin down when the surge ends. He might actually get a solo killer. In comes an Iron Shell. There's still a rage for Era though, and he goes for it. Is he gonna dive this though? No, he can't. He knows that too. He backs off. It's pretty close. If there was a support around there, that would have been a kill. Tranquil Boots up for the OD. And with that aura at level 3, he will be able to get himself some extra mana for sure. Should be able to anyways. As Lapis is sitting on level 3 right now, he's been able to get some farm here in the jungle. He's been able to stack a bit as well. And of course with the small camp back, he's allowing himself to get some farm there. Still the block, I still want to point that out, it's still pretty impressive. But Lapis, he's been involved of course in a kill on Trixie, which got him some extra experience as well. He's now level, he's level 3, Bane's level 3. Trixie actually, oh my god, he almost gets a kill. There's a tree in the way for that timber chain. Self being used up for Nuerti, and Trixie thinks, you know what, is he gonna, it's only level 1 timber chain, you can't do anything with that, and now he doesn't have an escape. Trixie, you're dead. That's just overconfidence. I mean, that level 1 timber chain, the range on it, it's so short. It's 850, it's really nothing. You can't, yeah, well. That's gonna be the second kill for Menace, and of course the second kill up on the timber saw. 2 kills done on Boogie, 2 kills done on Trixie. And of course slightly more important for Fnatic, at least target-wise. But because the later kills are all done by Menace, it's actually in their favor slightly, because later kills mean more. Trixie now level 4. 8 for 1, he actually is getting some last hits as the arrow misses almost point blank, but Sifla not getting that one. Sifla sitting on 26 to 6, with the Era sitting on 35 to 12. And if we look at last hits, or sorry, net worth, it is still slightly in favor of Era. Not by that much though. But that's of course because Mirana has been involved in the kills that happened on the top lane, so no surprise there. As we have got Honey actually farming by himself, because there is a Kunkka farming in the jungle. And you know, even though I like Kunkka getting himself some solid extra farm, it's great to know that. It's still kinda... Sorry, Darkseer dies on the bottom line. It's still kinda... Well, Bad Rider needs it. Let's just put it that way. I think Bad Rider needs to farm more right now than Boogie does, because Boogie is doing okay-ish in the mid lane. Anyways, bottom lane, Darkseer dies. You can assume it was the same story as previous time, open wounds, but this time there were actually supports around to help out. Fly already out of mana. Needs to get himself some more mana before he can try and gank again, but he does have a clarity, so he'll be fine. Sorry for cat sounds, but they will be there. Trixie hang around, almost level 6. Sifla, level 6 already. Already picked up Moonlight Shadow as well, so should someone, and with someone I mean one of his teammates, be in any danger, he will be able to offer some escape route by just popping his R button, or whatever legacy key that might be. No tail. 1 kill, 1 assist to his name. Looking pretty good at level 4. I mean, he was level 4 at 3.5 minutes, but he's still doing pretty okay for himself. He's almost level 5. And we'll actually get level 5 with that creep with Fly. Level 3 still, of course. When there is a game like this, there are people farming safely in the jungle and safely on the lane. As Spin gets himself a stun in the face. Some blocks being done here by Fly. Nah, it's just harassment. But if there's a game like this where there's just safe farming Lifestealer, safe farming Mirana, the main difference then in a game like this will be the supports. Next to the offlaners. But supports are very important here. We've got a Bane. Oh, we have a disconnect also. We have a Bane, of course, who has a level 6 that you really need to have. You have to get that Fiend's Creep up. He's level 4 right now. And of course, Menace has only got 1 real support. The other one is just jungle farming, who is level 5. So slightly in favor of levels for them. If we look at the off lanes, we have got the Darkseer sitting at level 4 versus this level 5 of Timbersaw. So that kind of pulls it straight again because Timbersaw is a level higher. On the side of Fnatic, we've got a level 3 and level 5. That level 3, lowest level in the game, I mean, that just means that Fly has been roaming around a lot and hasn't been really getting that much in return for it. And that could be troublesome. He does have boots. Doesn't have enough money for another stun though. But we'll see if he tries to roam around trying to get something happening there. As we have got Hani, level 7, he's building towards his mechanism. He has got the headdress already as well, just needs the 900 gold for the recipe. And Boogie, of course, to get him some more small creeps here. So, in a way, we can't really look at his last hits anymore. I mean, his last hits are nice. I mean, he's got 30 for 3, which is great, you know. Hani, 36 for 25, but Hani only got lane creeps, while Boogie also gets a small camp. A small camp creeps don't give as much as the laning creeps, so we can't really look at his last hit. So that's why I have the net worth up on right now, because that just says a lot more. It says that there's 800 gold in favor of Hani here, as we have got support train or maybe gank train waiting around. No, they're just exchanging bottles. There is, however, a level 6 up on the Bat Rider, the Moonlight Shadow, trying to maybe help out for the gank. There's a sentry there though. In comes the last two. No-Tail up on the high ground. Astral Imprisonment helping out. Torrent will still hit up on No-Tail, but he slows down Boogie. One Soul Sumption could do the job, but he is still invisible. They can't find him. In comes the Timbersaw. Trixie trying to make something happen, but the Haitian of Lapiz gets him out, and Boogie is just continuing on his journey towards the fountain. A gank failed by Menace. The Moonlight Shadow there to set it up. It could all have been so pretty, but Fnatic just on the ball. Astral Imprisonment straight away. No follow-up. No drag towards the tower on the side of for the Visage. And No-Tail living the life on the edge right here. And of course Boogie also, because yeah, he almost died. But luckily Moonlight Shadow was still on and he was able to get himself out. Boogie level 7, while there is a OD that's level 8, and the level difference is more than a level. It's quite troublesome for Boogie, but we'll see how he does. He has got face boots. Look at the intelligence difference already though, with the first level picked up by the Arcane Orb. We also have got a Visage hanging around. They want to try and take down Boogie. In comes the in comes a slow, in comes a Soul Sumption perhaps as well, as the X marks a spot on himself, which is... I think that was maybe a panic for him or something like that. No-Tail TP home. Kill goes to the Visage for No-Tail. Hani gets the assist for that, and of course some extra gold and more extra freedom on the lane, as he now also has a recipe for the mechanism, so he has that one after that kill. But that was kind of an awkward X mark to spot. I mean, I'm not quite sure what he was thinking about doing. I really think that he just, I don't know, panicked. But we'll never know, unfortunately. It's 4-2 in favor of Fnatic. We have the gold graph slightly in favor of Fnatic as well, though of course with the last skill it just spiked up a little bit more, going towards the 1.5k. As we have got the experience graph going the way of Fnatic because of the kills, going the way of Fnatic. 1.5k also going their way on that one. We have got Sifla not doing that bad though for Menace. I mean, Mirana's not making that great hard carries because they normally turn into a bit of a glass cannon. We'll see though if he can have a bit of an impact here. And of course he's not the only carry this game. There's also Kunkka, who, fair enough, is not doing all too amazingly on that middle lane, but we'll see. Oh, that's a smoke pop. Trixie knows that they're there. Sifla now knows that there's someone on the high ground as well, though. Familiar is actually... Whoa, with a double damage rune. That's already one Familiar down. That's 100 gold already going the way of the Mirana. Pretty nice catch. Even without getting a hero in return for that smoke. It's not bad at all. Hani, still sitting in the mid lane, knows that he has to be careful here. Goes for a bit of harassment. He has got the sentry there to help him be safe. Wow, 3.3 minutes ahead in time for Era on his lifestealer here, with the phase and the drums, and he is looking ready to go for some action. I mean, in terms of him having a hero to invest in to try and make things happen, Timbersaw is a good one there. Trixie, if he's doing okay, which, I mean, he is not doing completely bad or anything, he's just not dominating his lane, obviously. But Timber can actually hook himself in a fight with an infested lifestealer there, can just kick the fight off and have a pretty strong start for Fnatic to start a fight off with. But we'll see if he can actually get that, and if they actually want to do that before Fly reaches level 6, because you kind of want to have that swap. Just to keep your allies safe, especially if Bat Rider gets a lasso. If you want to be able to swap your allied hero back into safety, or if it's actually needed. They also, of course, got the Astral Imprisonment on the Bat Rider, if need be, to just make sure he doesn't drag the target any further, but we'll find out if they are actually going to use that again. Or if they're actually able to, if Hani is going to be in range of that. Bane is level 6, by the way, so he has a Fiend's Grip, but he's by himself right now. So he is just taking some experience and farming in the middle lane. Why not, right? Why not? In the meantime, Boogie really loves this small camp. And we'll get himself a salve. He's also building towards drums. Drums and face are going to be his target as well, but he is quite a bit behind on the lifestealer if he's going for the same build. By the way, there's still one Familiar sitting up the high ground here, just checking the runes. Let's see if the 12-minute rune is going to... Yeah, it's going to be there. Stun is there. But it will still be going towards the Bane, most likely. Yeah, there it is. Well, that could be an invisible Fiend's Grip. Could be a pretty strong pickup for Menace if they find someone there. But look at where she's going, and look at the mini-map. I mean, the only one there is Trixie. And he is one of the more tanky heroes in this map. It's going to be very tough to take him down. As there's a Blink Dagger now up on the Bat Rider. Lapiz just purchased it. We'll be moving mid with it. Mid, where Hani is actually no longer... because Hani is farming some of the small camps. It's a fairly passive game at this point. Fnatic, of course, they don't need to be rushing anything. They just want to have their items up before they start fighting, and before they start going crazy. Menace, however, I'm feeling like they might be starting to make something happen, or might be wanting to start to make something happen, especially with the Blink Dagger there, and of course with the Fiend Script there as well. But they haven't been able to really put them to good use, and they go top again, and Trixie is not there again. Trixie's still hiding. We'll see what Lucky has there. There's more smokes purchased by the Bane. He just used one, but I mean, he just can't. I don't know, he just can't get an opening, but Fnatic is playing it very safe. Era is maybe the only one that might be caught out of position right now as he's moving towards the tier 1 tower bottom. But he has got supports with him. I mean, Vengeful Spirit, if something happens to his lifestealer, there will be a swap, and Fly will be happy to give his life for Era. And that's why Fly is hanging around here. Fly, who is indeed level 6. Needed for that swap, of course. They go for the tower, maybe trying to force out some TPs. Menace. Not showing any sign of life just yet. I mean, also they are still farming. They're not farming as well as Fnatic is, though. They are getting kind of behind because their Kunkka's not farming as well as the mid lane Hani is. And we see the net worth difference. Only the Mirana is keeping up with farm here. Only the Mirana is able to keep up with the lifestealer and the OD, and actually now she is behind on both of them because of that tower that just went down. And of course goes the way of Era. Era, who is building towards his armlet, is doing better and better and getting more and more ahead. Is almost 1k ahead compared to Mirana. Sifla has got himself a Yasha. I mean, I like this build on the Mirana, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't change the fact that... Hello, Batrider. Oh, hello, Trixie. Elastico's there. Can it be TPs to help Trixie out? In comes an arrow. Trixie already dead, but in come the TPs. Fiend Script already there upon no deal, level 6. In comes a swap, cancelling that one. Bane will be brought down, and that's gonna be OD with a kill. Looking for more. Can he find it? No. Moonlight Shadow keeping everybody else safe. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but the trade goes to favor of Menace because they just took down Trixie in return for just a support. Ooh, I think might have been able to get away if it just put a Nightmare up on the Visage rather than just a ooh. Here comes an arrow, but rather than a Fiend Script. That's gonna trigger Happy from Boogie, but oh well. Open wounds, up a Lapis, who already used his he already used his lasso, and he just gets brought down. Mirana as well, 2 kills, double kill for Era. Oh, that Weave of Terror should not be underestimated. It's just, I mean, that minus armor, level 4, he maxed that out. It's really no joke, especially if you're already a glass cannon. Mirana already only has 9 armor. So minus 5, it's painful. It's definitely very painful. And then, I mean, maybe still a Medallion of Courage perhaps at some point. I like this build, by the way. Fly is going for the burst damage, going to help Era most of all with this. His hits will hurt a lot.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Feel like I've seen a lot of Athos on the OD before, but as a first item, still quite interesting. Of course, Force Staff is normally one that you would see more often than not on the OD. As the first one next to his mechanism, of course. Tier 1 tower, that's the last one that's standing. Fnatic will take it down. Of course, they just took the mid tower after that fight as well. I mean, that's 3 towers down, and all 3 towers, all 3 last hits of the towers have gone to Era. He is a 1-rigid lifestealer, going for a Sanjin Yasha, wants to be super mighty fast. In comes a smoke for Fnatic, has not been scouted out by Menace, I believe. They do back off though, they do want to be safe. They know that there's a lot of people missing from the map. Mirana will still want to fire farm top. It's in daytime, so I think they might see her. She only comes forward on the lane, which she will do now. We'll see if they turn around. In comes the sentry ward. Era's still sitting there. And I think that Sifla did not show himself, or maybe he does. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Fly goes for it. Leap is already there. Swap won't be there anymore. Fly, only level 1 swap. Not far enough range just yet. In the meantime, tier 1 tower on the bottom lane. On the side of Fnatic will be taken down. And Fnatic is going to gladly take a tier 2 in return for that. I mean, this is the first tower that Menace actually takes. And they'll trade a tier 2 for it. Hello, Courier. That's a Yasha, by the way, for Era. I'm not sure why. Oh, there it is. So this is a good trade for Fnatic for sure, and they might actually try to force out some TPs. And there indeed is a Medallion of Courage for the Visage, so that means that Roshan is up for grabs for Fnatic now as well if they want to. I mean, they're just getting ahead here very fast, right? They're now almost up to, or they are 7k gold in favor of Menace. They are 5k experience in favor of Menace. And right now, what can Menace really do to get back into this game? Very simple, actually. In theory. And let's put it that way. Very simple in theory. Okay, you've got a Bat Rider and a Blink Dagger, so you need to get some ganks with him. You've got your initiation power with Moonlight Shadow. So you, like, first of all, you get a lasso target. You make sure that you are already in favor of numbers. Then you initiate with Moonlight Shadow. You've got yourself a boat and a Torrent, and Kunkka definitely is someone that can throw quite a big punch. In comes the Astral Prism, the Torrent's still there. Hani has got an infested Lifestealer sitting inside of him. There will be a sentry. Boat still flies through, but it just goes into the wrong location. You have to always stand a bit behind the boat. You can't land the boat on where you're standing. That's just the way it goes. Bat Rider thinking he can farm some in the jungle. Let's see if he's right. In comes the Soul Assumption. Weave of Terror. Trixie already there though. Lapiz walking through the chakram. They know exactly where he is. They are just waiting for Fly to find him, because Fly, if he can get a swap in there, that will be a death. And actually Familiars can just do it by himself with the chakram. No need for swaps. That's gonna be a kill going the way of Trixie, and that's gonna be 2 kills already going the way of Fnatic. And they're just setting up for more towers. They're just systematically removing all the towers of the game on the side of Menace. After that... the 9th time, thank you. After that, we're gonna see, the road. I was gonna say after the tower, but why not right before the tower? I mean, the lane was pushed out anyway. But I mean, this is the typical thing that you do if you're doing well in the early game. You take all the outer towers, you take then Roshan, and with the Aegis you go high ground. And normally in that order, but the last tier 2 / Roshan could of course be swapped around. I mean, why not? And let's see if Fnatic is gonna try to go high ground. They have the Aegis, they have no Stange and Yasha, just the Yasha that's far up on Era. Trixie is still building towards his Soul Booster, which is actually really going fast. His Bloodstone is gonna be there. Like, right now, it is there. If he wants to have it, he will have it. And that means that this is an off-lane Timbersaw that died twice at the start of the game. Really, remember that. Of course he got First Blood details, but this Timbersaw is pretty rich. Pretty damn rich. He's actually 3rd highest for his team. Only Mirana on the side of Menace is higher, as there's a swap. Swapping back to Bane. As Bat Rider already got brought down. Bat Rider buys back though. In comes a boat. Up on Fly. Fly taking a lot of harassment. But gets put in Titan S for imprisonment to avoid him from going down. Era will still have his Aegis burn. Lapiz trying to run. Goes down for the 2nd time this fight. Nuerti, he already bought back as well. If he dies again, that will be trouble for him, as we have got Bat Rider. Kunkka now dying, buying back. Era just walking past tier 4s, really wants to get Sifla, but Sifla walking himself out of there. Darkseid was able to get himself out of this fight as well, though barely. Trixie, what are you doing there, buddy? He's still able to catch him a run. Of course, he has X marked the spot inside the Torrent. He will pay for it. In the meantime, though, his team already forced to back off. They dove so far. I mean, they forced out a lot of buybacks, which is awesome, and they get the kills again. But this is, you know, they could have done also. They could have just taken the ranks, basically. But no. They go again right now without the Timbersaw. Boogie and Spin still here. There's a vacuum. Mechanism already popped. In comes the open wound. Spin brought down. That's 1 dead. 3 to go. Boogie will be first. Nightmare up, keeping him safe for a little while longer. But let's see for how long that lasts. Not very long. 1 more hit and boom, you're dead. That's gonna be double kill for Hani. 2 heroes left alive for Menace. And blink away into safety for Lapiz, who already of course died and bought back. Same thing goes for the Bane. So far no buybacks left up for anybody of Menace, even Mirana. No more buyback for her, even though she hasn't really used it, she just didn't have the gold. Bloodstone is there for the Timbersaw. Fnatic just dominating this game completely. Menace not able to make their lineup work. Sifla now forced to leap himself away. They're gonna have to see this Rex getting destroyed. Fnatic could play Mercy and could just let the Rex go. I mean, this is very early on in the game, so that means that everybody that dies will be up fairly early again. I mean, we already have got 4 heroes up alive on Menace again, but Fnatic, they're just gonna go in again. Slowing down Spin, he surged himself away. Mirana, Moonlight, or sorry, Starfall up on No-Tail. As Era will just now focus on the racks. We'll get last 2, but swap into safety by Fly. In comes a vacuum into a Torrent. Fly will be brought down. Nicely done by Boogie. Can he get more? No-Till running himself out. Getting chased down by the creeps. Ekmar the spot puts him back in the hands of Boogie, though. Boogie with a double kill. Timbersaw will get brought down as well. And that means that we're only going to have 1 Rex taken down. And Menace still in this game, surprisingly. Of course, Timbersaw's already back up because he did have his Bloodstone completed before that fight. But Menace, showing that they have some fighting potential left in them, though how long can they hold on like this? I'm not sure. They now have a Blink Dagger up on the upon spin, upon these darks here. It might be enough, but will be tricky. We have 12k gold in favor of Fnatic, and experience, it is a 10k experience going the way of Fnatic as well. So Fnatic just doing really well, in case anybody wasn't aware of that just yet. It is kind of obvious that they are really doing well. Sanjin Yasha ready up on air. We've got ourselves the OD with a Blink Dagger even. I mean, he has got the Rod of Athos. He's got himself the Mystic Staff. So just to get that extra intellect, of course, to be able to do even more damage. And he now picks up a Blink Dagger just for that mobility. No Force Staff for him. No, Hani goes for Blink Dagger. Super aggressive. As we have got Spin and Lapis maybe finding themselves in the hands of Hani, or Hani in the hands of them. Blink forward. Lapis, yeah, you're dead. Mega kill. There was no last two yet for a second or so, but it was enough. And even if there was a last two, that would just have been Hani waiting for the last two to be over, to just turn around and kill Lapis still. Well, everybody going bottom again from Fnatic by the looks of it. They already got the melee Rex though, but maybe they still want to at least take the ranged Rex. We'll find out. Or otherwise I would assume they were going to go mid. We have Fly with a Force Staff. Very rich support, of course, and look at the difference in net worth. This is 2,500 gold up on just 2 heroes, and I believe it's still a bit less than the total amount of gold that Menace has, but it's only 8k difference. I mean, 2,500 gold. It's the same amount of gold as everybody has on Menace apart from Arana. Arrow gets dodged by Era's Rage, who is bashing on the tier 3 tower. Will be backing off before his rage ends, just to make sure. And waiting for the next creep wave. They're already hanging around here. They know Bat Rider's on, and they could still lose a team fight because Menace still has a pretty nifty team fight composition. You get a vacuum instead of torrent, instead of boat. You get a lasso to just disjoint Fnatic's positioning completely. You've got a Fiend's Grip to hold someone in place. You've got arrows to disable. I mean, it's a pretty good team fight lineup for Menace. They just have to be the one to initiate, the one to decide where, when, what, and how. Not like right now, as we already see that the Bane dies. Spin in a lot of trouble. Spin, they're getting some help with the boat, but Aaron actually does not get hit by the boat. Hani unstoppable as he takes the kill. Open wounds up on Sifla. He still has a leap though, will be able to be safe. In the meantime, Hani gets himself a double kill as he still takes down the Kunkka. Just takes a wrap around the fountain. Goes for Lapis next as Era gets the one to get the kill. And there also goes Sifla. I mean, the GG gets cold. Menace just got utterly destroyed by Fnatic. They show that they are a strong team. Fnatic, they haven't dropped a single game today. We're gonna see tomorrow if they are gonna continue their winning streak. Of course, tomorrow they will be up in the semi-finals of the EMS Cup 3. Make sure you tune back in then. Of course, it starts all at 1900 CST time. All the games tomorrow will be casted by Toby. The semi-finals will not be overlapping each other, so you won't be able to miss, or you won't be missing a single moment of Dota for the EMS Cup, with one semi-finals followed by another semi-finals, followed by the grand finals, of course, which is a best of 3, with the other games all being best of 1. Thank you for being here tonight. Of course, I'm Shiver. You can follow me on this channel where you're watching right now, and also on Twitter at Shiver Gaming is my Twitter tag. So make sure you check that out. Of course, all the VODs of today and of all the VODs I ever did actually are uploaded on my YouTube, youtube.com/Shiver Gaming. And just if I may give you some tips, because there are some all games today for Star Ladder were worth watching. You should definitely check those out. They are already on YouTube. It's the games of day 17. Check them out. They're entertaining and they're good. I'm gonna assume that you already saw them though, because you're awesome. That's all. And of course, check out tomorrow EMS Cup 3 again. Of course, you can also buy the ticket. You can watch inside the game client, but tomorrow you can also watch on Toby's stream, which is Join Dota Red. Thank you for being here, and of course, stick around if you want to support me by watching some commercials. And otherwise, have a good night. I believe there might still be the ISO Cup going on, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, and of course, thank you to Nahaz, who was, of course, my stats man for today. We'll be back with commercials and music after this.